You are offered $10 million if you can name a food that nobody in human history has ever used in a sexual way. What is your answer? I think a fairly safe answer would be NASA's dehydrated space rations. Not because people wouldn't, but because of A, how uncommon it is, and B, nobody wants to be the astronaut caught doing things to his freeze-dried carbonara by someone they need to live in a tube with for the next 3 months. I think you won. Plus you don't want to have your other crewmates finding your floating spider web. I think it'd be more like one of those Spider-Man web balls that he shoots people with, you know, surface tension and micro-G and all. Doesn't ejaculate fly out at like 35 miles per hour? How would the semen ball maintain cohesion? For another matter, how far back do you think an astronaut can nut himself? Will we one day have nut-propelled propulsion? So many questions. Someone could really do the math based on averages. I'm at work though, so I can't dedicate that sort of time. Someone, please calculate the delta V for an average male's cum shot in space. Edit, average volume of butt, 3.7 average mass of nut. Average speed of nut, 16's weight of man, say, 72 kilograms. I'm also at work, so I can't exactly Google cum shot speed without it looking at me funny. At least not more so than usual. Please, sir. Is for science. My favorite thing about this thread is reading the responses proving people wrong. It's perfect for jokes on you, I'm into that shit. And also jokes on you, I put that into my shitter. Is there a sub for people putting obscure things up their ass? If not, please nobody create one. Robscure thing supine asses. Whomst has awakened the Ancient One? Carl, Greenland shark meat is poisonous when fresh, so in Iceland, they behead the shark and then bury it in a sandpit covered by rocks to get rid of the poison. The shark then ferments for 6 to 12 weeks before being dug up, cut into strips and hung out to dry for up to 5 months in a barn. And even then it's so saturated in ammonia that it automatically triggers your gag reflex if you haven't weaned it to it. This sounds like the exact type of thing some sick duck is using in a fetish. Some sick duck is using in a fetish I have a name, you know. Everyone's going for stuff that's gross and disgusting. These people clearly have no idea how fetishes work. The right answer is something boring and innocuous, but not so boring and innocuous that its blandness is notable. I'm thinking maybe kale. Edit. I'm torn. I really just want to say rip inbox and move on, but I can't bear the thought of missing out on all the juicy vegan Rule 34 in there. I'm thinking an obscure health cereal from Whole Foods, like Nature Path Organic Heritage Flakes. First, you gotta not be poor to be buying awful and expensive healthy cereal, which means you can afford sex toys. Then you've gotta be old and responsible to be that health conscious. If you were gonna duck whole grain cereal, you had 50 years to figure out why it's a bad idea. And finally, cereal hasn't been around long, especially if you go brand specific. The odds of some oldie time desperation happening are non-existent. Less time, less chance. Nature's Path Organic Heritage Flakes, final answer. Well, give me 45 minutes and I'll make you a liar. Bullet. If I'm wrong, just go ahead and keep that to yourself, please. Well, people use it to improve libido. Or so I've heard. Not sure if that counts. People say that about every awful food. It's like an instant sales boost. This tastes awful. Well, that's because it's full of PP up. They'll take your whole stock then, please. How about one of those super expensive dishes that only a handful of people in the world have ever eaten? Like that pizza that's made with gold flakes. I don't think pizza would be hard enough. That's okay, pizza. It happens to everyone now and again. Edit, thank you for the awards. Of course, my most upvoted comment of all time is about pizza impotence, haha. It's not a big deal, it happens to lots of pies. The specific banana in my hand has never been used in a sexual way. So we'll take my money then shove it up my ass. That you know of. That's how they turn brown overnight. Somewhere, someone is scrolling through this list getting some fudged up ideas of what to do tonight. Edit me, I am someone. Can you play the bagpipes whilst I deep throat this haggis? The bagpipes are a classy touch. Cambodian crispy tarantulas. The only spider ducking I see are anime spider girls or ancient Greeks jerking it to arachne. But what if a dom uses a spider as part of BDSM with their sub, an arachnophobe with a fear boner? But has it been deep fried first? I mean, why not? Everything gets better when you deep fry it. Even existential dread? Well, I don't think you can deep fry your existential crisis. However, I would argue that it will get way better once you have a bucket of deep fried chicken sitting in front of you. Existential derives from deep-seated fear or trauma, which could stem from an experience with another person during an incident. You can symbolically deep fry that person. Or just deep fry them for real. Durian edit, don't make the same mistake I did and try and find out if you're right or not, because I wasn't. I went straight to durian as well. It seems we were all wrong about durian. Surströmming. I like my pussy like I like my surströmming. Fermented and smells like death. I feel like having to read this comment was God's punishment for me asking the question in the first place. I'm confident no one in the history of mankind has dove 25,000 feet into the Pacific, past the immense pressure and absence of light, to duck a Mariana snailfish. Are those eaten though? If someone can catch it to cook it, someone has put it somewhere other than their mouth. What's that Icelandic shark dish where they just hang it in a barn and let it rot? I thought they buried it. Either way, Gordon Ramsay describes it as biting into urine-soaked mattress. I have it every now and then, as an Icelander, and it sure is an acquired taste with a very strong ammonia odor. Not seen much shark meat porn though. Not seen much, he says. Easy. Grape nuts cereal. I looked it up. Cereal porn. Call it gape and nut cereal. Edit, my inbox is getting flooded with people who somehow weren't expecting to see porn. So for the people at work or whatever, I'll save you a click. A girl is sitting on her back with her ass up. They've got her butthole stretched open and have poured Fruit Loops and milk in it. A guy and a girl take a spoon and eat the cereal from the girl's ass. It looks really uncomfortable and gross, but they're all laughing about it. And so am I, honestly. It's such a hilariously bizarre video. Certified hood classic. Jesus ducking Christ, need some bleach for my eyes. Yeah, that didn't look comfortable at all, Lamau. Fugu? Hey, FuGTube man. Fugu, Fugit, Futham, Fuge everything. Challenge accepted. Pyridoxamine vitamin powder. There's definitely vitamin porn out there, not sure about specific powder. I think I need both the appeal explained to me, and an actual description of what vitamin porn is, to wrap my head around this. Do tell. Ada, 3 hours in and not a single soul has stepped up to describe vitamin porn. I'm disappointed. It's when you get the D and the C and the A and the B. I don't know what you do with the other ones though. This B needs a C in her A. Well. Rule 34 of the internet says it's impossible. Only for modern foods, or foods we can picture though, yeah. I give you manna. We know it's a food, obviously it's in the Bible, but it's actually all over the ancient world. It was used as medicine food, poultice, shit was definitely a thing in the ancient world, but for thousands of years we lost just what, exactly, it was. Was it a lichen? Tree sap? Beetle shit? All are equally plausible. Now I guess it's possible that 4,000 years ago some sandy-ass people in the desert went out in the morning and collected droplets of sap along with the morning dew, and when they finally gathered enough to mold it into a cake and have their one meal of the day thought, duck it, let's fuck the wife with this, but that doesn't seem terribly plausible, especially since they literally thought it was given to them each morning directly by the hand of God and it was a divine object. I mean, obviously we'd sexualize the fuck out of it today if we knew what it was. But we don't. Edit. I'm aware that Wikipedia prefers manna, and that made it hard to look up, but I don't, so PBTBTBTB. I did provide the link this time though.